Hello everyone, we've got 5 minutes or just under until we begin our poetry workshop for this week, so we'll just give 4 or 5 minutes, allow people a chance to come and join us, and then we'll get started. Some things that you will need for the session: you need to know what your favourite colour is. You need to know that for this session, or a colour that you'd like to write about. Okay, so pick a colour that you'd like to write about. Have something to write on and with and whatnot, so whether it's paper, pen, laptop, phone, whatever it is that you've got, make sure you've got something to write with. And then if you have a different source that you could search things on, so you're going to be looking at shades of colour as well, so it would be good if you can write, whether it's tablets or whatever, and then have a separate device, laptop, computer, phone, whatever, and you can search some things that you may need to know. How's everybody getting on? The weather's a bit brighter this week than it was last week. It's a bit dark last week, wasn't it? So, cool. We've got a pink from Maya and green from Jonah. I should have known that, really, shouldn't I? Because your t-shirts. So yeah, pink and green. We're gonna have some pink and green poems coming out. Looking forward to hearing them. Remember as well, if you haven't been with us over previous weeks, I like the comment section to be as interactive as possible, so don't feel like you can't join in. I want you to chat with us and kind of get involved as much as possible within the comments, and we'll share our work, and we'll all support one another with what they create. We've just got 2 minutes and then we'll get cracking. We've got an extra 5 minutes or so on today's workshop as well if we need it. So last week we had to, we finished right on time, and I think we still had plenty of work left that we could have done. So we've got an extra 5 minutes or so today. Tell you what as well, doing these workshops, this is my 4th poetry workshop now, and I also did a boxer size workshop last Thursday, got another one coming up this Thursday as well, and I'm still not used to just talking to a screen with my face on it and just seeing, hi Harvey, so seeing a few people coming, and that's why I also like the comments to be as busy as possible, because I'm still not used to just talking to a screen with my face on it. So yeah, get involved with the comments. Right, we've got 1 minute and then we'll get started. If you wasn't here from the very beginning, I was just saying you need to make sure that you've got something to write with, so pens and paper, tablets, phone, laptop, computer. Then if you've got a separate device that you can use for searching on, then that possibly will come in handy for you as well. Okay. Have a sip of water before I share a poem with you, and then we'll get going. Okay. So I started off each week with a poem. So I'll do the same this week, but I'll perform a very short poem this week. Hi Lins. Yes, Iona. Hello. I'm glad to hear you got your Arts Awards Silver sorted as well. So best of luck with all of that. Yeah, so I'm going to do a short poem for you, and then we'll get started, and I'll be performing a few other little short poems throughout the day. Yes, Perry and Shannon. Hello. Okay, so this is my little short poem. It's called The Crack. I saw a little crack in my best friend's wall about 10-11 years ago, and this poem sort of fell out of my mouth when I thought about all the different types that you can have. So it goes like this. Crack a window, crack a bottle, crack your head when you fall off a bike full throttle, have the crack with someone just for fun, or see the crack of someone's bum. Crack your knuckles, crack a safe, crack a smile on someone's face. A firecracker is an explosive compound. There's a crack on the floor that you walk round. You need to crack on before you get going. And you just heard a real cracking poem. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. So I'm saying it's freezing. How's everyone else viewing the video? Is it freezing for anybody else? Or so is it this end, or is it someone else's computer? Let me know if you're hearing and seeing the video okay. Then maybe just give me a thumbs up, or let us know in the comments, because it may just be your internet connection. So first thing that I would like you to do is decide on a colour. Now we know that Maya and Jonah have already got pink and green respectively. So once you've decided on a colour, give us a thumbs up. I'll give you 30 seconds to decide what colour you'd like to write your poem about, and then we'll move on. Oh good, I'm glad it's good. But okay, so what I'd like you to do now, I'm going to give you, we'll say 2 or 3 minutes. We'll gauge it. You can let me know with, it's cold in Oldham, I like it. My granddad is from Oldham, Linz, that's where my granddad comes from. Yeah, so what I'd like you to do now, I'm going to give you 2 or 3 minutes. You can let me know in the comments with how you're getting on with like thumbs up and stuff. I want you to come up with at least 6 shades of your colour. So whatever colour it is that you've chosen, you can choose any colour in the world. I want you to come up with 6 shades of that colour and just write them down. But you can cheat, don't forget, we've got the internet, okay, so you haven't just got to use your brain. That's what I'm saying. If you've got another device that you can search, then that's great as well. Okay, so yeah, blue is one that I've done one about, to be honest. Blue's my favourite colour. So for blue, I'll just look, you can just Google shades of, and then blue, shades of green, shades of pink, shades of black, and you'll get all the words that you need. So for blue, we've got stuff like slate, sky, navy, ocean, lapis lazuli, berry, stone. You get the point. Okay. Pink, got rose, fuchsia, punch. How about that? You got a punch pink colour. That's quite good. I think some people are seeing the video okay, and some people are having difficulty. If you can, maybe move to a different location in your house. It might be your internet. What about green? I saw green somewhere. Shades of green. There you go. So shades of green, we've got shamrock, olive, emerald, pear, lime, mint, crocodile green. Yeah, if you've been having issues with the video, just try refreshing it. Okay. Brown, I think I saw someone mention brown in the comments as well. Brown, we've got mocha, wood, peanut, pecan, syrup, tortilla brown. Lots of food ones for brown. Walnut, chocolate brown. Penny, brunette, sort of stuff. Okay, so I want you to try and have a minimum of 6 shades of colour. Okay, when you've got that, give us a thumbs up and we'll move on. If you're really struggling to get shades of a particular colour, either let us know in the comments, or don't worry, you can just refer to your chosen colour. Okay. Okay, if you've got your shades of colour, give me a thumbs up and we'll move on. It's a difficult one to try and time because I don't want to rush you too quickly. Equally, I don't want you sitting around doing nothing, so let me know how you're getting on. Okay, so as you'll know from previous weeks, if you've been with us, I'm going to hold some stuff up. If you can't see it properly, if you can't read it, don't worry about it. It's not important. I'm just doing it for effect as much as anything. So for the first week, we did acrostic poems. Second week, we did rhyming couplets. Third week, we did haikus. Last week, we did tanka, Japanese forms of poetry, and today we're doing colour poetry. Okay, so that's the name of this form of poetry. Dark green, blue green, emerald lime, jungle. I like that. Jungle green and a pine green. I like that. Okay. So what we're going to do then? We're going to do this together, line by line. Okay. So your first line. In fact, I'll read you my blue one if that's okay. I'll read you my blue poem and then we'll get you started on yours. They're only short, they fit in these mini books, so it won't take long. Blue is my favourite colour. It is a lifelong promise and an azure hand to hold. It is the royal sound of 30,000 people cheering, and its stare is arctic cold. It is the admiral taste of leadership, and its smell is navy bold. Lazuli is the emotion when you're feeling down, and it makes me think of you during the times you're not around. So that's my little colour poem. I hope you liked it. When you've wrote it on a scrap piece of paper and you're happy with what you've got, you can create your own little mini books and decorate the insides and all that sort of stuff as well. Okay. So your first line. I would like you to write the colour you've chosen and then put is my favourite colour. Okay, so blue is my favourite colour, pink is my favourite colour, green is my favourite colour, brown is my favourite colour. You get the point, okay? So that's your first line. Okay, once you've got your colour and then is my favourite colour, your next line, I want you to pick a shade of that colour and then I'd like to say it tastes, and then you have to tell me how it tastes. So in my blue poem, I've put Admiral, because there's an Admiral blue. I've put Admiral is the taste of leadership. And so that was my example. Admiral is the taste of leadership. I want you to put taste. And tell me what it tastes like. Shade of colour. Shade of the colour that you've chosen. Tastes. Tell me what it tastes like. And then just hit the thumbs up or whatever. And when we get a few thumbs up, then I'll know that we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so you've got your colour is my favourite colour. And then a shade of colour. Tastes. And then you tell me how it tastes. When I say tell me, I mean write it down on your sheet of paper. Okay. So again, good. So again, for my one I've got Admiral, because that's a shade of blue, Admiral Blue. Tastes of Leadership. Admiral Tastes of Leadership. Okay. Once you've got taste, I want you to select then a different shade of colour. Same colour, but a different shade. And then I want you to select a smell. What does that shade, what does your next shade of colour smell like? Mine. I've got navy smells bold, meaning brave. Colour poems don't have to rhyme. In fact, usually colour poetry doesn't rhyme. But I went for bold because it rhymed with cold. I like rhyming. What can I say? Yours doesn't have to rhyme. So, your first one, you've got taste. You then chose a different shade of colour. And you're going with smell. So green, you might put emerald smells of the... Or emerald smells like a... Mahogany is the smell of... So on. Fuchsia smells like a... Okay, once you've got your smell sentence, hit the thumbs up again, and then we'll move on. We'll keep it moving, so no one gets left with nothing to do. Just to recap, your first line, you've got whatever your chosen colour is. So blue, you've got blue is my favourite colour. Second line, you've got a shade of your chosen colour. And then you're going to say it tastes like. Then choose another shade of that same colour. Smells like. And now you're going to choose another shade of that same colour. That's why we tried to get at least 6 at the beginning. You're going to get another one. And this one you're going to say feels. So how does that shade of colour feel? Okay. In my one, smell, stare, sound. Okay, so my one is azure. So azure is a shade of blue. Azure feels like a hand to hold. Azure feels like a hand to hold. So what does your shade of colour feel like? Taste, smells, now on feels. What does your shade of colour feel like? There's some greens, you could say shamrock feels like a... Or brown, you might say caramel feels as though it was... Pink, we could have flamingo feels the size of a... Once you've got your feel sentence again, give us thumbs up and we'll keep it moving. Okay. So once you've got feels, if you haven't finished your feels sentence yet, that's fine, keep going. But when you have finished your feels sentence, I want you to tell me what it looks like. So you're going to pick another shade of your chosen colour. And what does that shade of colour feel like? So in my one, I've put... We've got I know we've got feel, haven't we? So looks, what does it look like? Yeah, so mine looks like a stare that's Arctic cold. So someone's staring at you. If you watch Game of Thrones, it's a bit like the White Walkers. Arctic, so that's the shade of blue. Looks like a stare that's cold. And then we're nearly there for this part of our colour poem. Okay, so we've got taste, smells, feels and looks. We're currently on looks. A shade of colour. What does it look like? What's your shade of colour look like? Arctic looks like a stare that's cold. That's what I've done for blue. Again, give me a thumbs up when you've got your looks sentence and we'll move on. Okay. So, once you've got looks, we're then moving on. You've probably noticed by now we're doing senses, right? So if you're counting, we've got one sense left, and that's going to be how it sounds. How does your shade of colour sound? So far you've got blue is my favourite colour, or whatever shade or whatever colour you've chosen. Then got different shades of that colour. Okay, so it tastes like, smells like, feels, looks. Now sounds, what does it sound like? So this shade of colour I've put royal, like royal blue for the Mighty Blues. Royal sounds like 30,000 people cheering. So I could either just say, leave it at royal, or say royal blue is the sound of 30,000 people cheering. What does your shade of colour sound like? Royal is the sound of 30,000 people cheering. Give me a thumbs up when you've got that, and then we'll move on. We've got just one or two more lines on this poem to go. Okay. And I want you to finish this poem for now. We're running short on time. I want you to finish this poem with an emotion. What emotion does your colour or shade of colour represent? So again, for my one for blue, I've put lazuli is the emotion. So lazuli is a shade of blue. Lazuli is the emotion when you're feeling down. Because, you know, if you're feeling down, people might say, I'm feeling a bit blue. So that's why I've used a shade of blue for when you're feeling down. I love that. Champagne sounds like bubbling love. Love it. That makes me think of like a nice warm bubble bath or something as well. Bubbling love. It's a bubble bath after a hard day's work. After I've been getting punched in the face. So what emotion does it have? For mine, visualize the emotion when you're feeling down, and it makes me think of you in the times you're not around. If you're happy with what you've got, then type it into the comments with some speedy fingers and send it through to us, because I, for one, would love to read what you've come up with, and I'm sure there are other people on the live feed that would like to read it as well. So yeah, we'll just give sort of a minute or so, and then we'll explain the next bit, okay? If you would like to share, even if you just want to share one line of your poem, one of your senses, smell, touch, taste, whatever your favourite one is, just type that one line in the comments and send it through to us, because I think it will be helpful and beneficial for everybody watching, and people that watch later on as well. May give them some ideas. Okay, if we're ready to begin our next poem, give me a thumbs up and we'll start our next one. I'll start with a little performance as well. Okay, so we'll begin our next poem, which is still going to be a colour poem, but this time I'm not going to tell you what the colour is, and you're going to have to guess. Okay, you're going to have to guess what the colour is in the comments, and then I want you to write your own colour poem again, but don't tell us what it is, and then hopefully you get a chance quick if you maybe type it up as you go along in the comments, and we can try and guess what colour it is that you've got. Or if you're with a guardian or an adult or someone, maybe as you're writing it, they can type it in the comments. Okay, so this is my riddle colour poem. Oh, hold on, we've got a poem come through. Let's read it. Green is my favourite colour. Pine is the taste of forest. Lime is the smell of fruit. Jungle feels like the bark of a tree. I like it. Jungle feels like the bark of a tree. Love it. Emerald looks like a jewel. Blue-green sounds like ocean waves. Dark green is like the love of nature. Love that. The love of nature. That's fantastic. Blue is my favourite colour. Royal blue tastes supreme. Indigo smell divine. Teal is full of warmth. Electric feels electrifying. Steel makes me feel strong. Love it. Ballet slipper smells of determination. Blood, sweat and tears. Yes, I'm sure it does. Same as boxing boots. Right, so let's see then if you can guess my mystery colour poem. I'm sure you can. I am the unknown and the fearless. I am the taste of death. I am the smell of the depressed sky that sits lonely in your horizon. I feel like the nightmare, and I look like the forgotten. I sound like the screams that were locked away, which makes me decrepit and rotten. So what do you think? What colour do you think that I'm writing about there? What do you think? I am the unknown and the fearless. I am the taste of death. What colour do you think that represents? Okay, and now I want you to start writing your own mystery colour poem, okay? I like we've got brown coming through. Brown is my favourite colour. Earth is the taste of belonging. My cup is fragrant dusk. Mahogany feels like craftsmanship. Caramel like a silken robe. Sepia echoes of earth sentiment. Terracotta is the emotion of fragility. I love that, especially those last two lines. Sepia echoes of unearthed sentiment. Terracotta is the emotion of fragility. I love that. Orange is my favourite colour. Cinnamon tastes like the sweetest sunshine. Pumpkin smells of warmth. Ginger feels like heat from the hot sand and the soles of naked feet. Nice, we've got some little internal rhyming going on there, Heather. I like it. Cayenne is the heat of the desert storms. Tangerine is the sound of two hummingbirds. Beautiful. Well done, Helen. Okay, so I'm going to read, Maya, I'm going to read your poem in a second. So for your first line of your colour poem that we're now not going to tell people, everything's going to be I am. You're going to become this colour. It could be any colour you like. It could be a colour you love, a colour you hate, a colour you're not bothered about. Choose it at random. Totally up to you. Okay, so first line. I am... And then you tell me what you are. You're this colour. So don't tell me the colour, but tell me what you are by giving me clues. Okay, so for my one, I've put I am the unknown and the fearless. Okay, so I'm thinking, if I'm trying to put myself in the mind of this colour, I'm saying I am the unknown and the fearless. If you was this colour, what would it be? What would you be? You can choose any colour you want, but I am... Obviously, the easier your clues are, the easier it will be for us to guess it. If you want to make it really difficult, you've got to think outside the box a little bit. Pink is my favourite colour. Candy is the taste of the fairground. Orchid is the smell of sweetness. Tea feels like a feather in my face. Deep looks like the pink darkness. Champagne sounds like bubbling love. Charm pink is the emotion, pride. Love that, Maya. Champagne sounds like bubbling love. Charm pink is the emotion, pride. I love the tickle me feels like a feather in my face. It's pretty ticklish, isn't it? It's what my moustache feels like sometimes. Feel like I'm a feather in my face. I'm like, oh, tickles me. Well done, Helen. I am the unrhymable. I think I know what you might be, Charlie. Although we can rhyme with it a little bit. Use half rhymes and stuff. Yeah, thinking of straight away. So I am. Now the taste. So we've got I am, and then for Charlie's example, you put I am the unrhymable. The next one is the taste now. So we're going to go through the senses again. Okay, so I am the taste. For my one, I put I am the taste of death. So you know what does your mystery colour taste like? Like I say, the more outside the box you can think. It doesn't have to be a food. It doesn't have to be something that you can physically taste. Yeah, of course, with my one, you can't taste death, or if you can, you certainly don't want to. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a food or something that you actually put in your mouth. It could be anything that you want it to be. But tell me, what does your mystery colour taste like? Like it, I am life. From lactose to lilies. Nice. Okay, once you've got taste, I am the taste of, or I taste like. Once you've got that, moving it on again to smell. Mine when I put, I am the smell of the depressed sky, but then I elaborated on that a bit more as well. So I put, I am the smell of the depressed sky that sits lonely in your horizon. About 5 minutes left, okay? I am the taste of flesh. Wow. That's an opening line to get your attention, isn't it? I am the taste of flesh. I am the smell of a rose. I feel like your insides. I look like blood. I sound like the dripping of blood. I am freaky. Love it. You know what I love the sort of juxtaposition and the contrast between your first two lines. It's like, I am the taste of flesh, which sounds quite aggressive and a bit like, and then you've got the smell of a rose. So that's, then you've got something that's quite horrible and quite delightful, and you're saying that you're both of those things. So I think that's awesome, Jonah. Well done. Agility. I am the taste of rigidity. Wow. So have to taste, smell. What do you smell like? Again, it doesn't have to be something that has a smell. So I put the depressed sky. Now, of course, the skies can't be depressed, but I'm adding some personification to it. And again, the sky doesn't necessarily have a smell, unless there's, I don't know, smoke or something, but not really. That's the smell of smoke, even, not the smell of the sky. But I am the smell of the depressed sky that sits lonely in your horizon. I am the smell of May. Wow. I shine like a jewel in the sky. I am proud and strong. I am the emotion of happiness. I am never wrong. Nice. Got some little rhyming going on there as well, Maya. What about feel? How does your mystery colour feel? So for my example, I said, I feel like a nightmare. I am life, from lactose to leaves. The taste of absence. Love it. Love that. The taste of absence. Since you got taste, you got smell and feel. What does your colour smell like? What does your mystery colour feel like? Again, you don't have to be literal with this. It doesn't have to be literally how they feel or how they smell. You can be really random, creative. Think outside the box with it. Okay, this time, because we're starting to run out of time, how does it look? How does your mystery colour look? And if you want to put some individual lines in the comments, like you have been doing, then go for it. For my one, I put, I look like the forgotten. So I look like the forgotten, or I look like I've been forgotten, whatever way you wanted to word it. I feel a warm hope in my heart. Nice. I feel like a warm hope in my heart. So what colour, everyone, do you think a warm hope might be? I am the sun. I feel like soft velvet. I know they're two from Peter and Charlie, but those two go quite nicely together. I am the sun. I feel like soft velvet. And then if we use Iona's taste as well and make like a group poem, you say, I am the taste of absence. I am the sun. I feel like soft velvet. Nice. Nice little group poem going on. Well done, gang. What we got? The smell of transience. Nice. I look like years past. Wow. What colour could that be? I look like years past. I feel like the world is alive. Awesome. I feel like the world is alive. So once you've got look, sound, how does this colour sound? We've got 3 minutes left. How does your colour sound? In my one, I've put, I sound like the screams that were locked away. Could also said something like, I smell, or I sound like muted screams. But again, I've been quite literal with that, because I've talked about sound and screams. Maybe you want to think of something that doesn't have a sound necessarily and use that instead. That might be a better way to go about it. So sound, I look like dazzling light in your eyes. Nice. Is that like, I don't know, white or gold or maybe silver or something? Once you've got sound, what your mystery colour sounds like, I want you to finish it off with which makes me. Okay, which makes me. What does this colour make you? This makes me. Feels like a void. Nice. I look like a dazzling light in your eyes, and I feel like a void. I sound like peaceful thunder. Love it, Gladys. Welcome to the party. Yeah, I'm loving how this sounds as a bit of a group poem, to be honest with you. I think this is great. I am the taste of absence. I feel warm hope in my heart. I am the sun, feeling soft like velvet, with a smell of transience, but I look like years have passed. I feel like the world is alive, and I look dazzling in your eyes. That rhymes. I feel like a void, horror. I sound like peaceful thunder. I feel the warmth of Christmas. I am the sound of birds tweeting. I sound like the start of something life-changing. I am swirling skies. That's a beautiful little group poem. I think you've all done amazing with that. Well done. Right, okay, so once you've got the sound, put which makes me, okay, and start to finish that line, because I have to get out of here in 2 minutes, because there's another workshop starting in 7 minutes, so I've got to give them time to prep and set up and all the rest of it. You know what, I've really enjoyed that. I mean, I enjoy every workshop that we do, but I've really enjoyed that today. I thought that was good. I've never done anything to do with colour poetry before. I've been doing research for things that I can do and share with you all. So that's my first ever. I've been delivering workshops in schools for 13 years almost, but I've never done any colour poetry before. So thank you for inspiring me to come up with that session as well. I hope you enjoyed it. I think some of what you've been coming up with has been amazing. And anything that you haven't managed to share in the comments but would like to, please send to me on my Facebook page or the Matt Windle Poet Facebook page, and I'd love to read and even share, if you'd allow me, some of the stuff that you've been coming up with. I'm just going to read Heather's poem before we go. I am dangerous and contagious. Got a little rhyme going on there as well with dangerous and contagious. That's a hard word to rhyme with. And the taste of sensuality and sweat. I smell of the graves. Battered faces of defeat. I know that. I feel like the pain of equilibrium. I look like the passion and the first love. Love it. Also, please keep putting stuff into the comments here as well. That would be great, and I'll come back on my personal page later on and read them. Thank you for being with me again. We will be back again next Tuesday, looking at another different form of poetry. So please come back and spend another 30-40 minutes with me next week. And aside from that, stay safe. I'm also doing a boxercise workout on Thursday at 1 o'clock. On the same page on the Active Wellbeing Society. So if you'd like to join in and do a little boxing and keep fit with me on Thursday, then do that as well. We keep him both physically, mentally, and of course emotionally fit and healthy as well. So stay safe, and I'll see you all again soon. Well done, everyone. Bye.